To create success in property investing, there are four main categories that we're going to be looking at. The first is making sure we're buying right. The second one is making sure we're selling right. In other words, that is what we've been traditionally told in real estate investing. The third one is making sure our expenses remain low, so becoming really efficient and optimizing our expense process. And fourthly, managing our tenants correctly so that our costs go down, but our tenant success increases because they are great tenants and they stay for longer and they look after the place. And this video is really around those last two, which is keeping the expenses down and managing the tenants. And this is going to be around the ingoing and outgoing inspection. For myself, because I've got student housing, communal living, and multi-lets, it's really important that I can optimize and make it incredibly efficient, because for a rental amount of R2,500 per month up to £4,000 or £5,000 a month, it's really not worth my time at all to go and do ingoing inspections over multiple areas, especially as I don't live there. So I also invest away from my hometown, which means that I have to somehow stay in control of what is going on, but at the same time be assured that these are done correctly. And in this video, I'm really going to show you firsthand what I do and what I teach my students to do and what they've taken on. And of course, how this actually resolves a whole lot of the problems that many estate agents and other investors have. So for me, there are two things that are really useful to note here. The first is that the paper trails, which everyone used to do for an ingoing inspection, outgoing inspection, I think are outdated and just do not capture what the actual issue is. For example, traditionally people would meet at a property, they would go through everything, writing down in every single area what is scratched, what the condition is, such that that would be compared against the outgoing inspection. The challenge is that all conflict between tenant and landlord around the deposit and around refunding the deposit and any damages done is nearly always about the items that are not checked or do not have a record on. In other words, if an agent goes around and takes a photograph, well, that's great because you're taking a photograph of what you can see. The conflict comes up later when the tenant says, this was there before. And of course, if you didn't have a photograph, well, there's really no proof. Then it's just one person's word on the other. And then the argument is, well, because I didn't take a photograph, it would mean that that damage wasn't there. In this case, first and foremost, I recommend you always doing your in and outgoing inspections with a high definition camera in such a way that you can zoom into any area, especially when it comes up into conflict later on. And secondly, that it be a wide angled high definition camera, because that therefore can capture those areas that you can't see but can quickly go back to and zoom up to if there is any conflict. Since that we have adopted this in our strategies about 3 years ago, we have had no conflict around the outgoing inspection and return of deposits or any damage that's there, because we've always just been able to prove through the video what the condition was prior to the lease starting. The second component, of course, is that we realized that if we went and did all the work around the ingoing and outgoing inspection, the tenant isn't necessarily becoming cognizant of what we're actually looking for. So in the solution that I'm sharing with you now, it actually forces the tenant to be proactive or to see what it is that we're wanting to notice, such that therefore they are aware of this habitually in their everyday activity and can actually take better care of the property, because these are the things that we're going to be looking at. So in this scenario, as you can see, I have got a piece of paper that really outlines all the things that I'm going to be looking at. This one specifically is in a student house, and it is for a room or for like a bachelor flat, depending on what unit it is. But the main drive is that I've got a piece of paper that highlights all the things that need to be looked at, and I give this to the tenant to read. And in that way, the tenant reads out what has to be done, and then the property manager or the person managing the inspection is actually going to go and video what it is that the tenant has just read out. And in this case, it does those two things. We therefore capture all those items around the room or in the unit that are important to capture, as well as the in-between ones, which we don't often see. And of course, as the tenant reads it out, therefore they are consciously becoming aware of what it is that I'm noticing and what they need to really look after and be careful of. And this has worked incredibly well. In the example I'm going to show you, this is a training video that I use for all of my property managers and for my properties. So you'll see me doing an example with a tenant who was just moving in, and how I gave her the list, she read through it, and I videotaped what it is that we were talking about. Straight after that, I'm going to give you an example of my property manager then doing it with another tenant. And again, you can see how getting the tenant to read through things really makes a difference. And of course, then it is videoed. What's interesting between the two videos is you'll see in the second one, my manager did not have a wide angle video. She just used her phone, and that could work, but like I've said, doesn't capture the wide angleness, which is what I'm really wanting. And obviously since then, I have then kitted out with all of my properties a high definition wide angle, something like a GoPro, but you get a lot cheaper models at the moment for about 1,500 Rand, that therefore remains on the property to be used for all the ingoing and outgoing inspections, and of course any damages that the property managers need to report back to me so that I can be on top of things. What's really great as well in this process is, as you can see, when you get to the manager actually doing her ingoing inspection with another tenant, you can see that she can also point out to me the things that I need to be aware of, such as the roof ceiling had a crack in, or a chip on the wall, and therefore I can actually see what I need to action to get this maintained. And in this way, we actually create a really successful process. So as you can see, here is an example of the list. And as I've said, what is great is I give this to the manager, hands it over to the tenant reads it. We're recording in video what is really needed, so we don't really have to go around handwriting or keeping track of this. And of course, then they just send me the video file so that I can actually have a look, see that it's done, seen that the stuff is correctly recorded. And of course, it's just so much easier for us to compare that at a later stage if there is anything noticeable in the outgoing inspection, which is a problem. So we'll do the same with the outgoing inspection. The tenant will read the same piece of paper and we'll video that. And of course, if there is anything that stands out as this is damaged or there's a query about it, it's so easy for us to go back to the ingoing inspection and just compare that. So this has totally revolutionized the ingoing inspection of a whole lot of my students, my coaching students, and of course makes such a change in really becoming efficient in this process, because we're not wasting time. It is so much easier for me to see that something has been done and not just get a report which took an estate agent possibly hours to do, because this is just done within that period of time. So literally within 5 to 7 minutes, you can get a complete ingoing or an outgoing inspection that is much safer, has much more awareness to it, and of course will be far better as proof in case anything else goes wrong or face conflict. Something that is to bear in mind in this is that as you develop many different units, what is useful is you write a specific list for that specific unit. If you're doing a unit that has multiple bedrooms and kitchen, lounges and studies, then you could actually write out the list of what you're wanting in each of those places, such that the tenant will read through as they go through all of that, so that it's not a one size fits all, like one size fits all properties, because not all properties are going to be the same. This has been totally game changer for us. Highly recommend it. Hope you appreciate it, and always look forward to seeing you on the other side. Today is the 15th of September. I'm with Marshall and she's doing ingoing inspection, and we're quickly going to go through the list and then she's going to move in, right? Go for it. So first thing on the list is
desk with scratches.
Great. So we're just checking the desk. As you can see, it's all fine there. Great.
Lamp work.
Great. So there we go. Lamp is working.
Plug adapter is in place.
That's right. So there's one plug adapter there.
Chair broken and present.
Chair.
That's
good. Dustbin is there.
Covered on outside
Okay.
for scratches.
Yeah, so I see that this looks like it's got a bit of glue there, but otherwise covered is good inside and outside.
Covered keys and lock.
There's the cupboard lock.
No. Blinds are working and not there.
Mirror is fine. The what?
The blinds are working and not being.
Okay. So blinds are all good.
Floor for chips and cracks.
Okay, so the blinds work. Tiles all look good.
All walls for chips, glides, marks.
Okay. So the walls have just been cleaned. As you can see here, that's there, but that's already there.
Feeling for mold and dirt.
Yeah, so as you can see, some of the paint is there. We'll sort that out at some point when we come and overhaul it, but otherwise the ceiling is clean.
Bed raise for breakage.
Yeah, so this is just making sure that the bed underneath is all fine.
Mattress, the stains.
Okay, so the mattress there, we can see obviously that's just the wear and tear, right?
Door to open and close.
Underneath there's just those two marks there, some of that. And obviously this is just also, you can see it's just a bit on the sides. So while we're talking about that, so this is also for you, right? You put it on, it just is there, it's yours to take. You just obviously want to make sure that it's take as much as possible. Yeah, so here we go. That's good there. Okay, so that's just here saying, okay, yours is a single room, so you don't need the letter. It just tells us what cupboard is.
My mother cupboard, we saw that.
Yeah.
The cheap door locks easily with key.
Okay, so just make sure we get the key. Have you got a key? Just, I'll give you the other set. So just make sure you put it in and it works. Okay, great. That locks. Cool. Is that the end of the list? Is that it?
And then kitchen cupboard.
Okay, so let's go with that.
Tendo is moving in on the 28th of January 2020. So I'm just going to go through the list, Robin, to show you that everything is here. I checked with him. His mom is just going to read for me from the list to say, is the fridge, did we check? We're in the room, in the bedroom quickly.
Or bedroom,
Yeah.
desk for scratches.
Okay, can you just take your stuff off here quickly? Okay, there's no scratches on the desk. Everything is neat and tidy. It's just this mark that's here.
Desk lamp that works.
Okay, you can just plug it in for me there. I think it's...
The plug is off.
Yeah. And now you just... Okay, the desk lamp is working.
Chair,
Here's the grey chair.
dustbin.
Yeah, here's a dustbin.
Cupboard on outside for scratches.
Okay, yeah. Just check and just close for me quickly. No scratches on the cupboards. The handles are there. Nothing's broken.
Cupboard keys and locks all work.
Okay, I'm going to give you the key. I'm going to attach it to your keys so you can just open for me quickly, please. So that I can just check. The mirror has no scratches, yes,
yeah.
and it's not broken. And there's no scratches in the cupboard. Everything is neat and tidy, as you can see.
The blinds are working and not bent badly.
Okay. Yeah, you can just pull that up for me, please. Yeah, to pull those out. There you go. And then you pull it down. It's fine.
Tiles on floor for chips and cracks.
No chips and cracks on the
I'm also
tiles.
checking on them.
Yeah, everything is fine. Nothing's broken. No chips on the tiles.
All walls for chips, grime and marks.
The wall is neat and tidy. No marks on here. It's just this one that I do know about. Behind it. I think these behind you. Okay, but it's fine. It's fine. Okay. It seems to I have cleaned it. Quite nice.
Yes.
Okay.
Ceiling for mold.
Yes.
There is.
Yeah.
Yes.
He knows about this mold that came out. Sebastian did clean it, Robin, but it came out. But he's going to fix this. Don't worry.
Okay.
So on Tepu's side, there's nothing. Everything is clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On here it's very small. It's only starting.
It's starting, yes.
Yes,
it's starting here.
on the side.
Yes. Yeah.
Ceiling for mold. Yes. Bed base for breakage.
Okay. Can you just lift the mattress for me so that I can just check here? Okay. Nothing's broken.
Yes.
The bed is fine. The base is fine. The mattress, I think just take off the
cover.
So that I can just see the stays on the mattress.
Now you try me. How do you know?
Okay. There's no scratch. Oh, it's just a little tear here on the mattress, but that's fine. Can you just lift the mattress for me up, please? I just want to see both sides.
At the bottom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there.
Yes.
There,
and that's
there.
an iron. Actually.
Yes. Is it?
Yeah, that's an iron.
So that the iron mark, My
Yeah.
word, did he
Yeah,
iron on
no.
the bed?
But it is an iron. This is an iron.
Is it?
Yes, there is a shape of an iron.
Sure. You hear there, Robin? This guy, he was ironing on the bed. I didn't even see this.
No, this.
Thank you
should-
very much, Mommy.
That's not a tear. That's a burn, actually.
Okay. Okay. So we basically finish in the bedroom.
So the base is fine. Mattress. There's a tear.
Yeah.
Door to close and open. Door locks easily with key.
Yeah.
Yes, it
Okay.
closes and opens easily.
Okay, I'm gonna. Yeah, it will. It will lock. I just go fetch your keys for you. Okay. Yeah, you have everything that's in the kitchen. Everything is still the same, Robin. Everything is still the same. Kettle, everything. Yeah. Microwave, everything's working. I'm just gonna hand over your keys for you. I'm just giving him the 2 keys. So this is basically all that he needs is the front door key and his room key. But I'm gonna give you the cupboard key also. So you can put your kitchen cupboard key. There is your kitchen cupboard key. So you can also attach that also there. But if you don't want it, it's fine. You can just leave it in there also if you feel like it. So I hope you're going to be staying here very nicely. And your mommy can go to Joburg. She can go home and see that the son is well taken care of. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Bye-bye.